Hello everyone, myself Devashish Das, Assistant Professor of Electronics Communication Engineering Department of Greater Kolkata College of Engineering and Management. In this video, we are going to study about the different topics of analog electronics and its applications, how the analog electronics apply in our different fields of electronics. In this video we are going to study about it, different circuits and its part we are explaining one by one in this topic. Analog electronics. This course is mainly for BTech students of electrical engineering of third semester. The paper code is PCEE 301. Hello, welcome to another session of my video lecture. In this session, we will discuss about the following topics: introduction to diode and its application, rectifier, half-wave rectifier, full-wave rectifier, bridge rectifier, ripple factor, and the comparison between these rectifiers. So today's session we are going to mainly on rectifiers and the ripple factors. So let us begin. First we have to understand a diode. A diode is a semiconductor device consists of two types of material. One is p-type material, which is the anode, and another is n-type material, which is a cathode. So this is a two-terminal device which is built for mostly rectification purpose. The purpose of this diode is to flow a current in unidirection. The diode help us to flow the current only in one direction, from the anode to cathode or from p side to n type. And the application of this diode is to build the rectifier. The main operation of the diode is to conduct when the diode is in forward bias, and when the diode is in reverse bias it opposes the current flow. So let's see how this diode can be used to build as a rectifier. So first comes the rectifier. A rectifier is a electrical device that converts the alternating current, that means the AC current, which periodically reverse direction, into the direct current which flow only in one direction. This is a purpose known as a rectification. This is the important thing. The rectification can be done with the help of the rectifier, and this rectification can be done to convert the AC current or the power or the signal to a DC current or a voltage or power. So we are going to see how these rectifications can be done with the help of this diode. So first come the classification of the rectifiers. Rectifiers can be classified into two main categories: the half-wave rectifier and the full-wave rectifier. The full-wave rectifier can be furthermore classified into two types of categories. One is two diode rectifier, or using a center trap transformer. A full-wave rectifier can be done using two diodes, and there is a bridge rectifier which is used four diode in action to make this rectifier. We'll discuss one by one in our coming slides. So first start the half-wave rectifier. The process of removing one half of the input signal to establish a DC level is called a half-wave rectifier. In half-wave rectification, the rectifier conducts current during positive half cycle of the input AC signal only. Negative half cycle is suppressed. We'll discuss the operation of it. So it is the half-wave rectifier circuit. Here we can see a AC input signal. It is the AC signal which altered or which change its polarity after a certain interval of time. So it is a alternating current or AC signal which is applied to the input of the transformer. Most of the cases this is a step down transformer. So a diode is there. This diode conducts only in forward bias. That means when the A terminal is positive and the B terminal is negative, only at that time the diode conduct from the P side of the diode to the towards the N side, and the current flow through the load resistance. And so only the half cycle of the input signal is in forward bias toward the diode. So that is why the diode conducts only in one cycle of this input signal, and another cycle is blocked due to the reverse polarity, as it is the negative and it is positive. So the diode is in a reverse bias and the diode stop conducting. So there will be a no load current, and for that reason there will be no output voltage. It is the voltage versus time graph, and it is the current versus time graph. So both are in same phase, as the voltage and current are in same phase for a resistive circuit. It is a resistive load resistance is present in the load resistance. So the voltage and current are changing equally. So we can get only a peak of voltage or current for the entire cycle, or for a one cycle we can get only half of it. So it is the circuit diagram of and the graphical representation of a half-wave rectifier. So the operation, the AC voltage across secondary terminal AB changes its polarity after each half cycle. During negative half cycle, the terminal A is negative, so the diode is in reverse bias and conduct no current. So current flow through the diode during positive half cycle only. In this way, current flow through the load resistance RL in one direction only. This is the operation of the whole thing of the half-wave rectifier. The output frequency of the half-wave rectifier, the output frequency of half-wave rectifier is equal to the input frequency. This means when the input AC complete one cycle, rectifier output also complete one cycle. So here we can see it is a complete cycle, it is a one complete cycle, and we can find the output only for the half of the input signal, and the rest of this we cannot get any. So the frequency are of same frequency. So both the load voltage and current are of one polarity and hence said to be rectified. The waveforms of source voltage Vs and the output voltage Vo are shown in the figure. Here we can see a multiple peaks of the input signal. It is the input signal, and so the frequency are of same. It is the output signal of the half-wave rectifier, and Vm is the peak voltage of the input signal. So we can get almost same peak voltage in the rectified output of the half wave rectifier. So we notice that output voltage varies between the peak voltage Vm and 0 in each cycle. This variation is called the ripple. This is very important thing. The ripple, this is the variation. This variation of the output voltage is called the ripple, and the corresponding voltage is called the peak to peak ripple voltage, Vp to P. The average load voltage and current. If a DC voltmeter is connected to measure the output voltage of the half wave rectifier, that is across the load resistance, the reading obtained would be the average load voltage, V average. It is the average voltage, V average, also called the DC output voltage. The meter average output of the pulses and display this average. V average equal to V mean by pi. So we will discuss about it. The output voltage waveform and the average voltage are shown in the figure. You can see the figure. Just as we can convert a peak voltage to a average voltage, we can also convert a peak current to an average current. The value of average load current is the value that we would be measured by a DC ammeter. So IL, it is the load current through the load resistance, equal to V average by RL. RL is the load resistance and V average is the average voltage, where IL is the average current passing through the load resistance, peak inverse voltage. The maximum amount of reverse bias that a diode will be experienced to is called the peak inverse voltage, or PIV. It is also a very important thing, the PIV, the peak inverse voltage. For the half wave rectifiers, the value of peak inverse voltage is the Vm. Vm is the total voltage of the input signal. For a half wave rectifier, the PIV is Vm. It is very important thing for the half wave rectifier. The peak inverse voltage, the maximum reverse voltage experienced by the diode, is called the peak inverse voltage. Advantages and disadvantages of the half wave rectifier. The advantages is circuit of half wave rectifier is very simple and very low cost. So it is can be built with the help of only a single diode and the load resistance. So it is very cheap. And the disadvantages, the pulsing current in the output contains AC components whose frequency is equal to the supply frequency. So filtering is necessary. The AC supply delivers power during half cycle only, so output is very low. Now comes the full wave rectifier. In the full wave rectification, the current flow through the load is same direction for both half cycle of input AC signal. This can be achieved with two diodes working alternatively. For one half cycle, one diode supplies current to the load, and on the next half cycle the another diode works. We will discuss with the help of diagram later on. The circuit has two diodes, D1 and D2, and a center trap transformer. During positive half cycle, D1 conducts, and during the negative half cycle, the D2 conduct. It can be seen that current through the load resistance RL is the same direction for the both the cycles. So here is the diagram. It is a center trap transformer we are using, and using two diodes we are building a full wave rectifier. So two diodes is there and a center trap transformer and a load resistance is present. It is also a step down center trap transformer where a AC input is present. It is mostly 220 volt AC in our normal cases. It can be 606 or 909 or 12012 center trap transformer or 15015. There are several center trap transformer is available in the market, so we use any one of them to build this circuit. So we can see when this D1 is conducting, D2 is off, and when D2 is conducting and D1 is off, that means when the D1 is forward bias, D2 in reverse bias, and when D2 in forward bias and D1 is in reverse bias. For the both of the diode, any one of them is in forward bias, so we get a load current for the both of the peak of the input AC current or AC voltages. So in this way we can get a full wave rectification with the help of a center trap transformer and using two diodes. So in full wave it is another rectifier, full wave rectifier, which is called the bridge rectifier. In full wave bridge rectifier, four diodes are used or arranged in form of a bridge. The main advantages of this bridge circuit is that it does not require a special center trap transformer. The single secondary winding is connected to one side of the diode bridge network and the load of the other side. So let us see how the bridge rectifier can be built. It is the circuit of a bridge rectifier, full wave bridge rectifier. Here the AC input is given. It is a step down transformer, and with the help of a four diodes connecting in a bridge, we built a bridge rectifier. Here four diodes are there. Here D1, D2, D3, D4, and the load resistance is there, RL, R. So we're going to understand how this bridge rectifier works. So it is a AC signal. Sometimes it is positive, it is negative, and in the opposite direction it is negative, it is positive. So M point and N point will alter the polarity accordingly. So let us understand how this bridge rectifier is work. So this is the first cases when a positive peak is there for the input signal. It is the input signal during the period T0 to T by 2, that it means for the first half of the input, D2 and D3 are conducting while D1 and D4 are off state. That means the D1 and D4 is in reverse bias and D2 and D3 is in forward bias. So for that reason the D2 and D3 are conducting and D1 and D4 is in off state. So when D1 and D4 are conducting, so we can represent this as a short circuit. So we can find that the current is flowing from the positive section to the load resistance and it's reverse back, going back towards the negative terminal. In this way the current flow happen. So this is for the positive one half of the input signal, and when the polarity gets changed in the second half, we'll find that when the polarity gets changed during the T2 time period to T time period, the D1 and D4 are in conducting, while D2 and D3 are off state. D1 and D4 are conducting and D2 and D3 are off state. That means the same condition, D1 and D4 are is in forward bias and D2 and D3 are in reverse bias. For that reason it is a positive polarity. So here this path is open and the current flow in this direction. So in this way, for the load resistance, the current are always flowing from the positive terminal to a negative terminal. So we get a direct current of in flow. So a direct current flow happens in case of the load resistance. You can see a direct current in the through the load resistance. In this way, the rectification can be done with the help of a full wave bridge rectifier. So output frequency of a full wave rectifier, the output frequency of a full wave rectifier is equal to the double of the input frequency. This means when the input AC complete one cycle, rectified wave complete two cycles. You can see we can get a one half for a positive peak and another positive peak for a negative half of the input signal. So in this way we can get a two peak of equal amplitude in case of a full wave bridge rectifier. So that is why the output frequency is twice. Now the advantages and disadvantages. Advantages, need for center trap transformer is eliminated. Output is twice than the center trap circuits. Disadvantages are there are 4 diodes, internal resistance voltage drop is twice than that of a center trap transformer circuit. So now we come to a conclusive part. Now we just make a comparison between these 3 rectifier circuits. First is half wave rectifier, full wave rectifier and the bridge rectifier. So in case of a half wave rectifier, the number of diodes required only 1, and in case of full wave rectifier the number of diodes 2, and for a bridge rectifier there are 4 diodes is in use. So you can see the efficiency of these circuits. This half wave is almost 40%. In case of full wave it is almost 81%, and it is also same as full wave and bridge. So it is the V output of a DC when no load is present. You can see the comparison. So this is the main important thing, the ripple factor. The ripple factor is quite high for a half wave rectifier, and it is pretty much low for a full wave bridge and full wave rectifiers. So the ripple factor is important concern to get a DC wave. The more the ripple factor, the DC wave will be deteriorate, or we make the ripple factor as less as possible to get a pure DC wave. And peak inverse voltage is also important. The peak inverse voltage for a half wave rectifier is Vm, whereas the full wave rectifier with 2 diodes is 2 Vm, and in case of bridge rectifier it's also a Vm. So in this way we conclude this session and make a difference between the different types of rectifiers which is used to get the AC signal, or which is used to convert the AC signal to a DC signal. Thank you for watching. If you have any queries, you can contact to me. The contact number is given. The same number can be used as WhatsApp number. If you have any queries or doubt, you can call me or WhatsApp me to this number. Thank you very much.